Love, peace, blessing, and happiness, people. Welcome to another episode of the Norma Ramsey's Social Commentary Channel from your prestigious ADS, yours truly, Norma Ramsey's. Now, today I'll be talking about, today's topic is, has man been placed under a spell? Who made up words? Who made up numbers? And what kind of spell is mankind under? Those are the songs from a song. No, those are the words, excuse me, from a song with Nas and I believe Damian Marley. And sometimes I look at society and I'm like, what's wrong with people? Have you been placed under a spell? I mean, everything that we do is predetermined, predestined, and with everything from social media to TV, the music, are we being placed under a spell that keeps us locked into something that prevents us from seeing the whole picture. We're not aiming. AIM is another one of my acronyms for all-inclusive mentality. That's what I coined the phrase as an ADS. And again, for those of you who don't know, an ADS is an autodidactic sociologist. But when you aim, it means it's all-inclusive mentality. So when you aim, you look at everything. You literally aim. And yeah, man, sometimes we look at the world, I just like, are we under a spell? I ask myself, am I under a spell? To quote my master, Dr. Gautama, better known as Buddha, he said that a fool who knows he's a fool is on his way to being wise. And being that I know I'm a little silly, I have the wherewithal to look within and see that everything is not quite there. Because a spell is one thing. When you know you're under a spell, then you can take proactive steps to get out of this spell and to clean yourself up and to move forward. So, that's why I asked the question, has man been placed under a spell? And, to me, in my humble opinion, the most powerful entity in the galaxy is the media. The media, my way of looking at things, and I say this with love, not with intent to get people worked up and angry. I say there was intent, but the media is a gigantic mind operation, a mind controlling system, from the media to the music to video games. Yeah, it's controlling and conditioning people, and that's part of the process of putting mankind under a spell. But do you know you're under a spell? Once you know you're under a spell, you can peep game. I have to come back to my autodidactic ways, self-education. Now, as an autodidact, these are things I probably wouldn't have learned in school. I'm cleaning out my attic, and I found a book from sociology. And the first thing I did when I saw this book, I looked to see who was the publisher. The publisher was it HarperCollins? But whoever the publisher was, it's a publicly traded company that's worth billions. And when I saw it, I'm like, nah, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because there's too much money involved for the money and the finance and the profit not to get in the way of things. And the people who's behind this, they are part of what I call the code or the codex. Another thing, as an ADS, I have my own words. Because words and terms can shape your perception and people react to the term. Like when people hear the term Illuminati, I was being hip to the Illuminati back in the day in Brooklyn. Now, it went to a period with YouTube. Your cat is Illuminati, Illuminati. So when you see Illuminati, it gets a knee-jerk reaction. It colors and shapes people's perception. What I call the circle of reality. In my ebook, Matronomics of Religion. Yeah, I'm going to have that on Amazon soon. But if you want, you can holler at me in the comment. I'll send you the link to my to PayHip, which you can get that ebook, Matronomics of Religion. Yeah, so that's the question for today. Has the world been placed under a spell? When you look at this, I want you to really ask yourself: has the world been placed under a spell? When you look at things, when you peep game, see, let's turn this around. Yeah, turn this around. Has the world been placed under a spell? And like I said in the beginning of this, who made up words? Who made up numbers? And what kind of spell is mankind under? Yeah. My man Nas and Damian Marley. Yeah, dope. Has the world been placed under a spell? Yeah, has the world been placed under a spell? Yeah, man. So, ponder on that. Let me know what you think. And hit me up in the comments and we can chop it up and we can make a difference. Now, remember, I'm a autodidactic sociologist. I'm self-taught. As I stated, I don't have any degrees. And because of that, I won't be recognized in the greater society as a sociologist. They only recognize people with degrees. But for me to come on YouTube or the internet, I don't need a degree. I can holler at you, the people, directly, and we can do our thing. And I hope you learned something from this video. I'm sky-minded. I'm open. I'm not attached to myself to the point where if someone challenges me, with love, respect, and compassion, of course, I don't have an issue with that because, to quote my man Tom Brady, what I know is limited, what I don't know is limitless. Word. I would say to myself, what I do know is far outweighed by what I don't know. That's why I keep an open sky mind, because I want to keep learning, keep growing, and widen myself as far as, thinking, society, love, life, peace, the universe, and all included. So, I'm down here making a no neg juice healthitarian meal, and I'll be bringing to you today OPP, which is the acronym for autodidactic phosphorylation. Now, speaking of OPP, on top of being a ADS, I'm a healthitarian. I'm not vegan. I'm a healthitarian. I eat clean and healthy. I've been eating this way for a couple of years, and I have to say I'm straight addicted. And I cook for myself, and my cooking is super basic and simple. It lacks on the taste, but what I've been making lately have been tasting good. Ooh, real good. I go to the Jamaican spot, and I will get me some stew chicken gravy. I'll put that on my quinoa, which is my rice replacement for my healthitarian meal. Again, not vegan, healthitarian. Again, with the terms. When people hear the term vegan, they have a knee-jerk reaction. Oh, you're a vegan. The term healthitarian, which I'm in the process of getting trademarked so I can sell my t-shirts, is clean. Nobody never heard of that. Yeah, I'm a healthitarian. I eat clean and healthy. And as a healthitarian, I don't answer to nobody. If I do happen to eat something, if I eat a piece of pork and I sprinkle some arugula on it, by my standards, by healthitarian standards, that's a violation. But if you want to eat pork, you're not going to get in trouble. I'm not going to give you a ticket. I'm not going to put you in a pen or something like that. You do you. Answer to yourself. Be accountable to yourself and hold yourself to your own standards. Answer to yourself. As my teacher, Judah Krishnamurti, said, be a light unto yourself. That's what you do. That's the best way. Be a light unto yourself. Well, I think that's it for today. I have a sweet potato in the oven baking, so I'm gonna go, get that. If you made this far in the video, check me out on the gram. I'm at no neg juice, and you can see some of my stuff. And also, if you're interested, you can go to my blog, Medium, and up. But the thing is, with Medium, I don't know if you're gonna be feeling this. You have to sign, be a part of it. I think it's like $5 a month. You can sign to read longer. There's great articles there. I have all my writings there. On top of being an ADS, I'm also a writer. I have 2 ebooks on Amazon. Good to Eat, If It's From Ground and Sound, inspired by my no neg juice healthitarian diet. I also have Kidnapped with Intentions, which is a story about someone who lost loved ones to cancer, like I did my sister. What they did was, they kidnapped somebody, but they didn't kidnap them to torture them, hold them for ransom. They kidnapped them, and they made them undergo, with love and compassion, of course, the methods he felt could save his sister. And it's a true story because my sister, she passed from lung cancer. She didn't even smoke. I don't know that. But this is what I wanted to do, because she would call me and say, they're feeding me this and they're feeding me that. I'm like, how could they feed you this junk food? And I went to the hospital. I'm looking at what they're feeding me. I'm like, how can you feed people this? This is junk. So that inspired my ebook, Good to Eat was From the Ground is Sound. No, excuse me. Wrong book. Kidnap with Good Intentions. Kidnap with Good Intentions. Yeah. So, yeah. Check those out. If you made it this far in the video, yeah, check out my books and my short stories on Medium. Sign up, become a member, and you can read my deep, thought-provoking insights, all right? Well, I'm about to go have my no-neg juice healthy meal. Till next time, y'all. Peace out, 2 thumbs up, and manicure big toe. Peace.